Hey everybody, Duck Number 8 Wooden Railway here, and today we're going to review Season 12. Season 12 was narrated by Michael Angelis in the UK and Michael Brandon in the US in 2008. Pierce Brosnan, however, was supposed to originally narrate this season because he had just recently narrated just the previous special, The Great Discovery, but he was also supposed to narrate this season as well as the next two seasons, seasons 13 to season 14, but for some reason he didn't make it into the cast, and they just kept Michael Angelis and Michael Brandon on for this season and all through the Nitrogen era for the next four seasons. This season would have been better if Pierce Brosnan was narrating. Like, I would have loved to hear more of Pierce Brosnan narrating this season. Like, I think he would have done a better job than Michael Angelis and Michael Brandon did. But for some reason, we didn't get there. I mean, I would have loved it if Pierce Brosnan narrated this season. And speaking of season 12 is terrible. Just like season 11, it is terrible. Like, I mean, by this point now, it's like really into of the way that the previous seasons have been, even worse this time. Now, every single episode of season 12 has a three strikes formula, and it all has been getting worse since like the beginning of the hit era. And now here we are at the end of the hit era, and by this point, the three strikes formula is really, really, really bad. So yeah, and I do not like that at all. However, I feel that season 12 is not lame at all as like season 11 did, because like for season 12, all of its episodes were released on US home media, whereas season 11, pretty much the only big episodes of season 11 that were released on US home media were the Engines and Escapades episodes, nothing else. So yeah. There are a lot of big changes of this season, but like from season 11, like last series. So first of all, the number of episodes in this season. So basically now this is the first season with 20 episodes. Now we've came down to 20 episodes. I'll talk about that a little later, but this season has 20 episodes. And another really, really big change about this is that the engine's faces are now in CGI. We're not fully into CGI yet. Like, pretty much the background is still like the way that the hit era has always been, but like the faces and like the movement of like humans and animals and stuff like that is in CGI. Now they're moving by themselves. So yeah. But we're not really into the CGI era yet. We will be next series, like when the Nitrogen era begins, but yeah, that's a really big change about this season, like compared with like last season. So yeah, this season is also the last of the hit era seasons. So yeah, and it's also like the last season with like the hit era background music. So music starting in the next season, like from seasons 13 through the Nitrogen era, it is still composed by Robert Hartshorn, but not in like hit era style. And I really loved the hit era style music in the hit era. So the music that is composed in the hit era would probably be my biggest highlight of the hit era. So yeah, the episodes aren't that good, but the music, the background music composed by Robert Hartshorn in the hit era would probably be my favorite thing about the hit era. So yeah, this season did get some returning characters. Like we have, well, like one-off characters, like just only for the season in which they appear, and then after this, they never appear like either like later on into the show or never again. Like for example, like Arthur and Murdoch are both in this. They did make some background appearances last season, but then they're in this season, and they will never appear ever again after this. Same thing with Stepney. So yeah. But then more returning characters into the season that will appear like later on, not for like another, like, let's say at least 4 seasons or something like that, would include like, let's say, Duck, Duck, Oliver, and Toad, basically. So yeah. Oh, and Donald and Douglas are in this. They were in last season like for one episode, but here they are again. And those characters like Duck, Donald, Douglas, Oliver, and Toad won't appear again until like a while. Oh, and same thing with like the pack characters too, like Jack, Alfie, and those characters. So basically it's to say that this season, for characters that do return like later on into the show, this is the last season. Like, they won't appear until like like the characters of this season that are like side characters that will appear like later on into the show, when they appear next. So basically, for the Skarloey Railway engines, Skarloey, Rheneas, Sir Handel, Peter, Sam, and Rusty, it's Blue Mountain Mystery. For Jack, it's King of the Railway. For Duck, Ben, and Harvey, it's season 17. Bill will also return in season 17, but in the episode Gordon Takes a Shortcut, he does not appear with Ben in it. Bill was in season 11 last season, but again, the same time that we'll next see Ben in season 17 will also be the same time that we see Bill. Oliver and Toad for Tale of the Brave. Duncan for season 18. However, he was mentioned in a season 16 episode. Max, Donald, Douglas, and Alfie for Sodor's Legend of the Lost Treasure. And Balgi, I think, who made a cameo in Excellent Emily for season 21. So it's quite a while in which we'll next see these characters again. So yeah. And another big thing about this being the last like hit era season, another big change from this season going into the next season is the time length of the episode. So this is, like I mentioned, the last season of the hit era, and the episodes were a time length of 7 minutes all through the hit era. Basically, all episodes in the hit era from seasons 8 to 12 are a time length of 7 minutes. In next season, season 13, they will extend it to 8 minutes and 45 seconds, which we'll talk about next series, but yeah. And another thing about this season is that I think this season was also like, I know that this season was like also maybe touching like a milestone with seasons. So basically, what happened with this season for milestone, the show, the television series also had its 300th episode, which was James Works It Out, which was my favorite season 12 episode. So yeah. And now we're going to talk about the episodes. And first of all, before we get into the episodes, I did want to mention that the number of episodes, we are now at 20 episodes this season. So basically, not all the episodes of not all seasons in the hit era had the same number of episodes. Seasons 8, 9 had 26, 10 had 28, 11 had 26, and 12, here we are, has 20. And now so probably season 12 is the shortest hit era season, because now we are at 20 episodes, and all through the Nitrogen era, it'll stay 20 episodes. So, yeah. And now we are going to talk about the episodes for season 12. So basically, my favorite episode of season 12 is James Works It Out, the 300th episode. So I know that season 12 was really, really bad, but James Works It Out would probably be my biggest highlight of season 12. And I also really, really, really love that Hector is in it. Like how last review I was talking about how it was good to have Hector in the season. Like, I think that Hector was a great character, and I mean, at least we know more about him than we do with like one-off characters. So therefore, James Works It Out is my favorite season 12 episode. And my least favorite season 12 episode is Push Me Pull You. I hate Push Me Pull You. Like, Skarloey and Rheneas are just out of character, and it's just so unbelievably, like, terrible, and I hate it, basically. And, like, and season 12, basically, it's just, I don't really like season 12 that much, but James Works It Out would be my biggest season 12 highlight. Next, I would like to talk about the characters for this season. So, I know that I have Stanley here, but I know that he is not really introduced in season 12. He will appear in a few season 12 episodes, but he was actually introduced in The Great Discovery. But the reason why I have Stanley here is because The Great Discovery and season 12 were both in 2008, and so this is what I'm going to be doing for the next few reviews. Have all the characters from the year right in displayed here in the front. So basically for this review, I pretty much have all the characters of 2008. But anyways, the new characters, we have Hank, debut episode Heave Ho Thomas, Flora, debut episode Tram Trouble, and Colin, debut episode King of the Railway. All of these characters are useless characters, just like Billy, who was introduced in the previous season. Like, I mean, these three characters, they only have one appearance each. Their episodes are just their one appearances. Like, Why just only have them on just for one episode and then get rid of them? Like, what's the point here? I mean, like, well, however, Colin was originally supposed to he was originally supposed to appear in King of the Railway, but I mean, how would they move Colin? Like, if he's working at the wharf, how would they move him to like Alstead Castle? That's really really strange. So, I'm not sure how they would do that, but like, yeah, that's a little weird. But like I said earlier, these characters are just useless characters. They don't have any point of the show. I mean, like, they're worthless. Only have one appearance, never appear after that. Like, basically, oh, they just only appear once in the show, and after their episodes this season, we never see them ever again. So yeah, that's kind of strange. Anyways, this is pretty much everything that I have to say about season 12. Next week will be the Nitrogen era, and season 13 will come out on Monday. So pretty much that's everything I have to say, and thanks for watching.